Hey YouTubers, welcome back to another episode of Camouflage of the World. I'm Mike B. Today we're going to be looking at probably one of the most common yet effective camouflage patterns available in the United States and arguably worldwide. We've got the German Flecktarn camo. There's no official designation for it. It's designed in the 70s, but it wasn't actually adopted officially by the Bundeswehr until 1991. It consists of 5 colors, ranging from, you got black here, you've got a neutral green here, gray, rust brown, and then a light green up there. Those are the 5 colors that Flecktarn are composed of. It's made up of little splotches of color. Obviously, this had some inspiration from late 1930s and early 1940s German, specifically Waffen-SS pattern camouflage, and they wanted to stay away from that kind of stuff for as long as possible, even though Austria was using a variant of Flecktarn and the P.44 stuff for a long time. I don't know why it took Germany so long, but eventually they came up with the current uniform that they wear and the current color scheme, and it's just kind of like a scaled down version of like an Oak A pattern with different colors. Obviously they're not identical, and it was just kind of inspired by it. So, but yeah, definitely an old pattern, an old style pattern, and they've tried to replace this a couple of times since 1991, and all times have failed. Even with just changing the color scheme, have failed. So this works really well, I've noticed, in North America, specifically like the northern woods. It works good in most kind of temperate, not really jungle because it's not green enough, but most temperate climates. The southeast in the pine forests, it works great. I'm talking about the U.S. here. Other parts of the world, I'm not really sure. Obviously, it must work in Germany. So this particular coat is a size 6, which is a size small, and the date up here is 93. So this is one of the earliest Flecktarn shirts that I have, and I may end up just keeping this for my collection. Right now it's, part of the stock for my website. And I'm thinking, because of the Germany patches here, which really aren't that common, I'm thinking that this actually went to Bosnia or the Balkans at some point in the 1990s, considering that this is one of the oldest shirts that I've seen, and it's still in remarkably good condition. But you've got the Velcro patch there, the name tape patch, and you've got like a unit patch right there, and then Germany on both shoulders. So that's what leads me to believe that this was probably used in a NATO operation in the Balkans in the 1990s. Now this is a little faded, it's in great shape for its age, but that being said, it is a little faded. So I'm just going to show you what kind of it looks like more new. This is from 1999, and it's actually looks like it's unissued, so it might have been one of those that fell through the cracks. So there's not much of a difference really. You can just tell that's a little bit more faded than this. Same color scheme, same everything. There were a couple people like to call variants of this that came out. I think it was just a dye-a-lot from a manufacturer that got kind of mixed up, because it's the same relative color scheme, but some of the colors are more vibrant and they fade differently. I'm not sure if that was actually a design change or improvement, because it is the same actual pattern. I've noticed from this one from 1993, which is one of the original coats, all the way up until the modern ones, which are a little bit darker and more subdued, but they're still the same pattern and colors. I think they just might have changed up the dye lots. So I'm not really quite sure about the whole conspiracy of Flecktarn having more than one variant, except for like Arid and the Danish stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the actual, this particular pattern having variants. Not too sure about that. I could be wrong, but to me they look relatively, if not almost identical, and just dye lots are different. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's one of the most universally recognized camouflage patterns, and of course I sell these in my shop. I'll do my little hook for myself at mikesmilitaria.com. I've been carrying these now pretty much since I started my business, and they're continuously selling because they're really nice, they're comfy, and they're, a lot of civilians have been wearing this stuff now because it looks cool and it's more unique than the, Woodland M83 that is floating around the United States. So yeah, it's really kind of cool to look at this stuff and see it around. I started using this stuff way back when I was a kid and playing paintball and stuff, and it actually worked pretty well. I had one of our friends wore this stuff, and he was really little, and I don't know how many times people walked past him because he was laying down on the ground. But yeah, so you've got German Flecktarn, or Fleck Camo, or Erbsmünster, or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's just commonly referred to as Flecktarn or Fleck Camo. So I'll be doing another video on the tropical version of this, which is a pretty cool thing. But oh yeah, and for that, I should just say that these have a snap system accompanied by a zipper, what Americans call a reverse zipper, but the rest of the European Union finds that it's the correct way. But yeah, they've got a zipper in here, and it's just secured down the front. You got two pockets right there. Usually the pocket, the cigarette pocket is what we call it, is on the left shoulder, but this one is on the right. Maybe that was the style back then, the variant. And you got two little pen holders up here. The epaulets are for your rank and branch. Also, they were like a little colored string or something right there. So you could tell somebody's rank in the branch, and then they eventually went to just colored rank for some of the branches. But yeah, you've got ventilation in the underarms. It's pretty cool. It's a great design. It's, of course, 65 cotton, 65% cotton, 35% polyester, but it's really soft. It doesn't, and it breathes rather well, so they must have made this twill rather interesting and unique. But yeah, I'll quit rambling about this. Hopefully I've covered everything I possibly can. Yeah, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. It's pretty straightforward stuff. It's good. And yeah, if you haven't already, can you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel? I'll be hopefully filling in some more camouflage patterns. Please don't like try and sit there in the comments and be like, hey, can you do this rare pattern? Can you do this? I don't collect camouflage per se. My first thing that I collect is helmets. So, I mean, if you're willing to send it to me, I'll do a review on it and look up the history, but I can't go out and buy the super rare stuff. I mean, I can get most of the common stuff and kind of tell you the history behind it, but as far as the rare stuff goes, I'm going to kind of stick to the mainstream stuff, guys. But yeah, anyways, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, we'll see you next time.